Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Teardown Sessions. I've got a very exciting guest for you all today, Bulbul, a.k.a. Chippydootles, who is a prolific and beloved inventor of open hardware. So we got him coming on to talk about his latest project, Anwaar. But before I bring him on, and no doubt about all sorts of different things, I'm going to take you through what we've got going on at Crowd Supply. Obviously, this is the Anwaar, which is what we'll be talking about later. But we've got live at the moment Modos Paper Monitor, who will be my guests in 2 weeks' time. This is a wonderful, super open hardware e-paper monitor dev kit that has the lowest latency e-paper results that I've personally seen. It's very cool, and they're really awesome open hardware people. So if you are into that, go and check them out. They are doing pretty well with 35 days left, so do go support them if you're into e-paper. This one's been pretty popular as well, particularly with people who are working in the embedded space. If you like the Tigard, you're probably going to like this. This is a Term Driver 2. It's a USB to serial adapter with a nice little handy built-in screen here. Those people who have talked to me about it are very excited about this one. This one just went live as well, the Neuro Playground Lite. It is a bioamp interface for electrocardiography, right? For these kind of bio signals. We've also got, this is one I really like as well. It is a macro keypad just for mathematical symbols, which I think is an absolutely gorgeous little use of DIY keyboards. So if you are somebody who types mathematical equations, this will probably be for you. If you do not, it probably won't be. But if you're part of the niche of mathematical equation enjoyers, check this out. This guy's really lovely as well. Speaking of lovely human beings, we've got the Sword of Secrets, another open source hardware capture the flag challenge that's going pretty well. Nice little CTF there for embedded people. Look, it fits into your hard drive like that. Isn't that delightful? Yeah. We've also got, speaking of things that go into your into your laptop, doing interesting things. We've got Diabolic Parasite as well, keystroke injection for red team engagements. If you're into SDRs, this one's just gone live. It's a Lime SDR expander with a frequency shifter. So if you've got a Lime SDR, and I know there's lots of you that do, you may wish to check out this new companion board from Lime Microsystems. Right, well, that's a lot. We had lots of campaigns going on at the moment, but that's all we've got. So I am going to, without further ado, bring on the creator, who you're all here to hear from. Let me remove this and then add in the delightful Bulbul. Hello, Bulbul. Nice to see you. And also Roland the puppet as well. So do you want to introduce yourself and tell the folks at home what you're into? I can't hear you if you're trying to speak.
Hello. Hello. Hi, is the thing on? Okay.
Yes, this thing is on now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Okay, wait. I need to bring up the comments.
Yes, you do. All right, so we've got here saying, hello from Northern Germany, Make TV. Hello.
Hello.
Isn't Make TV one of the people that worked with you on this project?
Yes, Make TV is a valued friend of Chippydoodles.
Well, hello, welcome to the stream, Make TV. As Chippydoodle says, friendly wave. All right, so do you want to tell the folks at home who you are and what you've been working on?
Yes, okay. So, right here, I am Roland. Roland, the spokes puppet for Chipperdoodles Chippydootles. The face, this beautiful face. Here. But also the bird. No, the bird's over there. Okay.
The bird's over there. What's the bird's name?
The bird is Bulbul, a close friend that beeps a lot and hops up and down. They will tell you a lot more because they are the ones that made whatever Anwaar is. I know I should say more about it, but time is short. Okay. Without further delay.
Thank you for the introduction, Roland.
I have it. Nice to say hi. I think the first time I talked to you. I've been to Teardown twice.
You have, yeah.
Okay, I go now. Okay, bye.
Bye, Roland.
Hi. I'm Bulbul. Hi. Cool. Sweet. Yeah, sorry. I have to get out of Roland hogs the camera a lot. Oh no. One of his fluff was flying around. Hi. Yeah, I made Anwar. And I had this overhead view, but I had to change it.
Let me spotlight you so people can see. All right. Tell us what we're looking at.
Ooh, well, okay, so that's a mess.
You still didn't introduce yourself either.
Yeah. Sorry. Hi, I'm Bulbul Yousif, otherwise known as Chipperdoodles.
Thank you.
Roland did such an amazing job. No, he was a little rushed this time, but introducing me. They, them. I make electronics. I try to have the most fun when I do combine art and electronics. Long time ago, another lifetime ago, I actually started in print. I worked in pre-press. Then a couple lifetimes after that, I worked in circuit board assembly. And between those two, I picked up electronics as a keyboard hobbyist. Starting to learn how to make my own stuff. And then in my PCB assembly job, I learned how to assemble them. And then I was teaching myself KiCad and stuff along the way. And I started to make my own. And that was, led to this point. Actually, a really fun thing is Anwaar itself, the concept, it originated as a gift for my partner. I was making her a little electronic amulet. I was like, hey, it's cool. Like, what if I put like I bring up the print background because while I was working on assembly, I realized there's just a lot in common with print and circuit board manufacturing and electronic assembly. I mean, by nature of being big in production. And wait, here, let me fix my mic a little.
Something not a lot of people know about me is back in the mists of time, I also worked in book production.
Oh, nice.
And as part of my fascination with PCB production itself stems from how interesting I find the whole book production process, like paperweights and different
things. I could not
textures. I definitely see parallels in it as well.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a really high resolution reproduction process. What kind of art can I do in it? Because I'm used to seeing silkscreen, and silkscreen's not that high quality usually. Like you're lucky if you get good quality silkscreen.
Lucky if you even get silkscreen.
Yeah, and people do. People do amazing work in silkscreen. Don't get me wrong. Like, but I was like, what can we do with the copper? Like, so that one thing led to another, and I just started doing artwork in the copper. Very simple in terms of solely like using the copper, just a black and white, no like multiple color. It's easier for me to just do that bitmap because of the process and stuff, but I fell in love with how it looked, so I just kept going with it. But one of the great things about using copper, excuse me, is that you could make it part of your circuit. And that means you could put electricity through the art you drew, which means there's literal power running through your artwork, which tickles me. So kind of a metaphor. So all that led into Anwaar. At first I had other names. I was calling it like sigil circuitry or something, but around the same time I was working on Anwaar, I started trying to learn Arabic, give it an honest go for family reasons and stuff like that. I've been wanting to learn, and so just reconnecting with that side of my family and that part of who I am, it came together while I was working on this project. So that's why there's often you'll see Arabic and Arabic related designs.
And what does Anwaar mean in?
So yeah, sorry. So I'm so quick to. Oh, I know. I got that question ready to go. No. So Anwar is like a collection of lights. It's a plural of lights. But my friend Alex recommended me do that. Originally, I was calling it Nur, which just means light. But Anwar is very pretty, and once he said that to me, I was just like, yes, it's Anwar. And the image it conjures of just lights, a lot of flickering, blinking, kind of imagine a lot of lanterns or stuff like that. I thought, you know what, that is perfect. Actually, I can turn on some of these. Let's get some lights going in here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Put you on. Here we go. So the idea is for people to use this as a way to make their own PCB art.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. So I use the blanket. Anwar is a blanket for different families, which I separate by the shapes. So basically, a family consists of I just turned these on, but here, a base plate and a face plate.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is it's modular, and you can just swap out the face plates really easily. So like my original thought process was, well, that you only need one of the expensive part, and you can have different designs, and you can wear these as necklaces and stuff. And I don't know where my voice is going, but swap out the designs. But also that was like, hey, people can make their own. Let me see if I can get a better camera angle. I don't really need my keyboard right now, so excuse me while I scooch.
So good. Woo. I'm glad you've got the hand drawn. I've got a
yeah. Helen has one of these. I'll
right.
That one I really love so much.
Okay.
Yeah. So where is it? I have one more I needed to show off, and I don't know where.
So you've got the one that's actually connected up is in the bottom, and it's glowing. It's like a heart. That one's the faceplate when it's connected to the base plate.
Yeah, so you can. So you can see, they're dicing together.
Yeah. And then any of the other faceplates that you provide, you can just switch them in and out. Like, how do you switch them in and out? Is it just like headers, or?
Yeah, it's just a header. So here, I'll take off the spacer.
Yeah, thanks.
So, let's see.
What is that space? Is it a 3D printed spacer?
Yeah, it's a 3D printed spacer to give it a little bit of protection.
Yeah.
Sorry, having a hard time getting them.
So we can see it's pretty good.
Yeah. So there's a header right here, and this header, and yeah, it just plugs in, and the surface mount. The surface mount spacers are all, you can screw these down.
Oh, you can.
Here, like this. This is an older version. That way, to keep it in place and nice and secure. Because if they fall or something, well, they're not screwed off. They can pop down, and that just keeps it nice and.
So that's
nice
just standard like M3.
M2 screws.
M2s. Yeah. Okay.
I had. Oh my gosh! I can't believe. Did you fall? There was one I was gonna show off for this guy.
It will find its way back.
It will find its way. I have.
We've still got 45 minutes. We can find that one again.
True. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Anyways. Here's another old one. Oop. Yeah. So the crowd supply campaign itself is for a starter kit that will include the baseboard a spacer, the screws. It will include this open source hardware faceplate I designed specially for the campaign.
Can you hold that one up to the camera?
Yeah, I'm trying. Right.
Cute. I like it.
So I used the modern standard Arabic. So it is basically the equivalent of open source hardware. And this one actually has a touchpad in it too.
Oh, nice.
We'll get more into the technical features later.
Yeah.
But this one's a messy homemade one, so that's all the flux residue still on it.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Hot plate, you know, so a little freshly toasted.
Lightly abused pcba.
Yeah. But this so baseboard, faceplate, and also a prototyping faceplate.
Oh, nice.
Which is just a really simple.
I saw Anu do something cool with that.
Yeah. So hopefully I have a section on my website. There's no post there yet, but a couple people. Oh, Jason. No.
Jason just turned it up. Hi, Jason. Hello. Sorry I'm late. Can you start over? Yeah, sure. Why not?
No, yeah, Jason's great.
Yeah, I know. We love Jason.
Missed him at Teardown this year.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But people got lives outside of conferences too, you know.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello from Oregon, CR. All right, so you've got.
What was I saying? Yeah, so here, like, I have. This is on one of my test boards to test these guys, but I just soldered some LEDs to it and stuff like that. But you can use it to test the circuit. I don't really recommend through holes in the middle because that's where the cap is, but you know, it's for prototyping. So it'll include a prototype faceplate, this, and some screws as a starter kit because, like, my goal is to get people to design things for them. I'm assuming. Yeah. Go ahead.
So if someone wanted to design a faceplate for this, but they weren't familiar with KiCad already, what would you recommend? Would you still recommend this project? Would this be like a good beginner platform?
If you have an idea, I wouldn't discourage you. I would say soldering skills might be intermediate if you're home soldering.
Yeah, I mean soldering. No, I meant more like designing the faceplate, not the base plate.
So I've done my best to make it easy and understandable. Actually, here I'll switch over to my desktop view. Sorry. I do have.
I can bring that website up as well. I've got it.
Yeah. So this is my home website on Chippydoodles. I have a tutorial or a little guide, a short guide on how to use KiCad templates.
This one here. Yeah. So you're releasing the templates.
The templates already. So all the source code for these is already out in the wild. Actually, another friend of Chippydoodles made his own amulet. Just pulled the source files, got the bomb, assembled everything himself. So he made his own baseboard, and then he and his wife made these adorable faceplates where they sewed in the proto plates little designs around some LEDs in there. And it made me so happy because just that creative use of the media is exactly stuff I hope for because, you know, like I have my own style, I have my own limits and abilities. I want it, like, there's so many people out there. I want to see what they can do. It's going to be either if they're expert programmers, what kind of stuff can they eke out of it, or if they're super artistic or have different artistic sets and sites, you know, what can we see? So like that's the huge driving force behind making this a big project. Is seeing the varieties of everything. But yeah, so in terms of KiCad, I want to make it approachable for not only people who have technical experience, but people who just don't know that it's a medium that's really easy to work in or accessible. It's a highly accessible medium to work in today. I like to say that getting your own circuit board fabricated is as easy as ordering stickers these days.
Yeah.
So you'll need like basic electronics, but like one of the nice things is this is all programmable in Arduino too.
Oh, interesting.
So you can program your, yeah.
What chipset are you using?
Okay, it's a AVR. It's a tiny 1616. Great little chip, tiny and full of features. But program it in Arduino, like, so you just want to light a couple lights. This could be a good project to learn. Now, like, I don't want to discourage you because like some people are more driven when they have a cool project in mind, wherein like I would be really bored if I'm like, well, I want to do something, but oh, I gotta look at how to hook up an Arduino to an LED. It's like you could dive into the deep end with this if you want. The soldering might be a little tricky, but I hope the guides I can put out would be useful. So yeah, Helen right now has images of here. I can.
Yeah, so basically what I brought up while you were speaking is, for those of you that don't know, most of you probably do, we run an annual hardware conference called Teardown every year in Portland, Oregon. And Chippydoodles has been there for the last 2 years. 2 years ago, you were there teaching KiCad with puppets, with your puppet Roland.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was there. And then this Teardown just gone was the very popular talk that you gave about raster art copper footprints. These kind of, you remember like on vintage electronics, some of the traces look like they're much more organic looking, right?
Yeah.
And become popular again as we've gotten it's actually, I think, pretty much like KiCad has been like, everyone I've seen doing this is using KiCad. But it's become trendy and like this really beautiful thing to do, these kind of more organic hand-drawn circuits. And Bulbul gave a talk on how
I do it,
using KiCad. So that was
really fun.
Popular.
I'm really happy I got to do that. I'm really happy for all those that turned out. So KiCad actually makes it incredibly simple to turn raster into footprints. And KiCad 9 made it even easier. I used to have this like big workaround where like after I made it a footprint, I would have to edit the text file, find and replace what layer it was on and stuff like that. But in KiCad 9, they let you just export it to a copper layer finally. I used to not be able to directly export it using the tool. So now it's easier than ever to turn a raster art into a KiCad footprint. You can do a silk screen, a solder mask, or a copper layer, all that. So I was like, hey, now I can hand draw, and so just super fun. I am so happy with how this turned out.
Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. And also it was really great that you shared your knowledge on how to do that. By the way, we just got all of the files back in from our AV people. So we'll be live, hopefully in the next week on YouTube. So I'll post a link to that in the description below afterwards once it's gone live. So hooray for that. Yeah, very cool. I also wanted to, while I remember, give a quick shout out to both our sponsor of today's stream and also Chippydoodles, sponsor of Anwaar. This is the PCB Way Assembly Hub. So thank you very much for sponsoring today's stream. You are most appreciated. All right, back to so what's something I wanted to. I don't want to distract you too much, but I was really interested to hear about your energy storage.
Yeah, so this
teardown was absolutely the teardown of
it's so funny how it converged like that, because Sander, California Steam,
Yes.
gave a talk about lithium-ion caps in the teardown that happened recently. But we have been on our own side by side working with hybrid caps for the last few years. So it was fun being able to compare notes and talk about that. They're really a new, very interesting energy storage. I could give a whole talk on it, but
I would love to hear that talk.
um,
Also, both Carrie from Alpenglow gave a talk about batteries.
yeah,
Joey Castillo from the Open Book.
yeah, he was working with really low power stuff. Carrie
Yeah.
was doing the nightmare of battery regulations.
It's so funny, like how they things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. One year we had loads and loads of SDR stuff. Anyway, anyway,
yeah. So
yeah, so it's pretty cool about your about how you can you tell me why you didn't want to use coin cells or lithium based batteries? Was this from a sustainability perspective, or
that's what drove it. I was tired of lithium-ion batteries because either a safety or sustainability issue where it's just like I wanted something better, and it just coincided while I was working on this, hybrid caps were starting to appear. If they weren't there, I would have been SOL and probably had to use a battery, as a straight lithium-ion battery. But the pouch batteries, they get treated as disposable a lot. They're wonderfully energy dense, but they have a short overall cycle life. And so Anwaar plays in this wonderful medium where it's something you can recharge every day, and it's charge cycle. So hybrid caps are rated for performance up to 50 to 100,000 charge discharge cycles. That's going to last you pretty much your lifetime. If you just charge once a day, it's a lot of days. But on the flip side, as I was designing, they started providing for a really neat form factor as well, which unfortunately I do have. When my project goes live, I'll probably have a blog post about this. But these cool little blue guys,
there you go.
These Vichy ones, which, to be clear, this is the planned version to be launched with crowd supply, but this year they're going end of life, which is a shame because there's nothing that fits this form factor so well and energy density. I do have a compromise. I designed a totally drop-in replacement with a more standard lithium-ion hybrid capacitor. So it still uses a hybrid capacitor, but as you can see, I had to compromise by making a cutout to keep the height the same. But functionally, it's just a drop-in replacement, and you might even get more runtime out of this little guy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hey, Nick.
Let's see who's in the comments. We've got CR from Oregon says hello. Hi. Jason says, no, you're great from earlier. Christian waves as well. Hi, thank you for joining us. This is Kat, my colleague Kat. Hello. Thank you for joining us. And then Signal Ditch as well, who I'm assuming you were just greeting, but I don't.
Yeah, that's my the bean counter.
Yeah,
that's Nick.
Oh wait, that's Nick. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Hi, Nick. I'm sorry.
Oh, hi, Firmth. Firmth's a friend of mine. I've sent some non-functional PCBs too.
I love it. You need electronic artworks.
Yeah, I'm actually, on a side note, I'm trying to do more non-functional PCB art, just as a cheaper but still fun way to do my artwork. Yeah, I made some as keychains and stuff like that. That's been fun to do. Actually, where are you? I think I can show one off. So this is one I made for my friend Firm.
Oh wait, I'm gonna spotlight you again.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I actually have a circuit in mind for this one, but I just didn't have the funds to prototype it. So I was like, hey, you know what? Let's just make a keychain version. No electronics, but it gets me to test the art out, and I love it so much. It made me so happy. But yeah, so like artwork in PCBs, getting, you know, like it's a nice way to do like the that kind of metal plating where you know, you can emulate gold leafing in a way.
Yeah,
With it and stuff like that, which is really funny. There's a story. I was showing one of my boards to a friend, and she mentioned it reminded her of filigree. I'm like, I remember, I know filigree vaguely, but I'll go on the Wikipedia to brush up. And they had in the history section, they listed that there was a rich history of filigree in the Mardin province in southern Turkey, which is where at least half of my family tree comes from.
Oh, interesting.
And that's where that family tree where I got my name from, Bulbul. And it just finding that out was like perfect circle. It's like, wow, it's a sign. I'm on the right path here. I love doing this artwork. Let's keep going with it, you know. It was delightful, yeah. It's been great.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how, I mean, is this the first time you've tried to bring a product to market, or have you sold a bunch of stuff before? Like,
absolutely. Like, I've sold stuff to friends, and I've sold. I have most experience just selling used stuff, to be honest. I have a few products on Tindy, but they don't. One I haven't actually listed yet, and one what is it? The other one hasn't sold because I don't think I've fixed the fact that I misspelled it, because it's a UPDI programming adapter, but I spelled it UDPI instead. So I'm like, oh, that's probably why there's nobody bought one, is because I misspelled it and I haven't gone to fix it. But and I have other boards. I thought about maybe selling some breakout boards, but with Anwaar, I wanted to approach Crowd Supply first to have the best chance of getting a good amount out there first. So yeah, this is my first experience doing a product. I've had a blast designing these. I can design them for days. Like there's so many families, and to be clear, none of the families are except for the amulet, which is a circle, are like production ready yet. They're just I had to redesign after the end of life announcement and stuff like that. So I have some exciting ones in the pipeline, including solar charging, like night lights. Here, let me get up and grab one. Yeah.
Do it. While you do that, I'll share some of your other resources from around the web.
Yeah.
Down here we have the Anwaar Codeberg repository here. You've also got the slides for the Teardown 2025
yes.
talk. So if you are interested in what was said during the kind of DIY trace talk, you can see the slides there. And as I said, the talk itself will be up later, probably next week. We got the open source, you've got the faceplate there as well. Oh, and you've got the board there as well, which is the board that you're looking at, right?
Yeah. This one. You don't have to focus me, but if they can still see me on the side.
Hang on, I'm gonna focus you. There we go. That one, yeah. I've got one of them somewhere.
So each of the roses and the big leaf petals on the side are touchpads.
Yeah, that's
which is really fun, because it's like that's another way I can incorporate the circuit as a part of the artwork. Which before this, I hated capacitive touch.
Oh yeah,
because like I'm a big tactile person. I love the feeling of a good button, a good switch. But then I started like being like, oh, I can do this in my artwork. That changed my opinion. Like, okay, there are circumstances which it is great.
For sure.
But yeah. So where were we? What were we talking about?
We were talking about, well, I mean, you answered the question. I asked you, have you, done this kind of thing before? What was the, it's some people come to us and they've done, they've been a company for a long time, and really what they want is, they would just want to get the job done, and they want to get distribution with Mauser, they want to get the big pre-order, and then they want to, they know, they're very like, they know what they're doing. And have their own ways of doing things. And then you get more like individual engineers that come through our process, and they're more often they'll go through and they'll be like trying to find out how to do this thing, and then they're trying to find out how to do this thing. And the guidance that we give them is a lot more important. And I was wondering, like, how you felt about that process as somebody who's not been through, I mean, because this is one thing to sell something on Tindy, it's another thing to get these prepared to sell things into Mauser, and
it's such a whole new world.
It's a different level. It's like, and yeah, I've been through the process in a few different ways, not as crowd supply, but like as an individual person, like I've brought a couple of products to market. But I was wondering how you found it as somebody who's not necessarily done this kind of thing at this level before, like this jump up from like project to like proper product. Like, have you found that? Like, what's been difficult?
It's rough. For me, I'm not. I went to my partner's family reunion, and I was telling them about this, and one person said, "Oh, they love the project, but they're like, you're not a good capitalist." And to me, that's a compliment, but it's just I am not good at selling things, because even myself, I sell myself short all the time.
I've had to tell you off about that earlier today.
Yeah. It's really tough. You have to consider a lot of things, where it's like, if I didn't need money and I could just make these and give them out, I would. Yeah. But trying to figure out how to do this on a slightly larger scale has been an interesting process, and kind of learning what to compromise or what to expect. But all in all, it'll work out. And with this project, it's just, I'm really looking forward to getting this into people's hands.
This is true. Not uncommon for artists to struggle with capitalism.
It's true.
When I was still making my living making projects and writing about them, I've had I find it very, 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 very difficult. Like so many people told me to set up a Patreon and all that, and I literally just couldn't bring myself to ask people for money. Like, it was too embarrassing. It felt wrong somehow. So I do empathize.
Yeah,
it's tough. It's really tough, and
especially with a physical product. Not to discount artists that do their great work otherwise, but there's so many factors in bringing a physical product. That's really hard.
And beyond making a prototype, right? So getting to the next stage, which is manufacturability, which is being able to have like an SKU, having, getting to that stage. There's a lot of things from finished prototype to product going out from Mauser.com's warehouses. There are a lot of hidden steps to get there.
Yeah.
Particularly nowadays.
I'm a little bit lucky with my PCBA experience.
Yeah.
So that company actually, which will go unnamed, I think they've actually produced. I think I helped produce some project that was on crowd supply before, but it really helped me with the design for manufacturing angle. In terms of like putting things together. I'm still doing some yeah, Nick, but that helped me, at least from the physical assembly standpoint, where I know what it's like to assemble PCBs. So it's very easy to put myself in the shoes of, will this be a pain in the ass to assemble or not? And some parts of these in some designs are, because I can't think of a good way around them without compromising on something I don't like. But that helped at least on the actual design for manufacturing. And I, a little bit like being immersed in having to pull SKUs of product like from the warehouse to build these things and stuff gave me a little bit of experience in there. But this working with crowd supply has forced me to figure out how to put that more into action or consider it. And it's like it's totally doable. It's just not my wheelhouse.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of steps and a lot of considerations. I mean, particularly, the world of electronic component supply has been upended a little bit recently.
Eesh, yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, that's been a nightmare.
It's stressful at the best of times, and right now we have like completely unstable pricing and unstable supply chains. It's just like
that was one of the big influences for me making those non-functional keychains too.
Oh, really? Tell me that story.
Yeah, because well, like for the purple and gold ones, I can just go to Osh Park.
Yeah.
And after their After Dark prices aren't that bad either.
Yeah.
I like, because once you do something like After Dark custom, like overseas, the price just jumps up and it's pretty comparable. So that way I can just order some, get free shipping because I'm in the United States, and I have to do the sanding work. But other than that, I put the jump rings on there and I have a pretty keychain.
Yeah.
But that way I don't need to worry about finding the best deal on components and shipping tariffs and that stuff. I'll probably still work with some other ones for other colors if I, branch out to other colors. But right now it's been pretty nice. You can see like on my camera a bunch of purple and gold PCBs from there. Yeah, this one is the nightlight one I was talking about, where the redesign will be different. So one of the shame about these going end of life is the vertical profile is so slim, and I can also mount components underneath it, which is huge.
Yeah.
I can't really do that with the here's one of my boards with the lithium ion hybrid cap, where you can see I had to do the cutout, and that just takes all that space out of consideration, which is something where I can do nice and flat. But yeah, so this I had to redesign for the new cap, but really excited where it's just hang this up in the window, let it solar charge. I have like a little light sensor there, and just have it trigger on overnight. And these hybrid caps are perfect for it. You still have a little bit of charge management, but you really don't have to worry about the disaster. I've seen solar powered battery banks that use LiPo pouches, and they're just they have these huge pouch batteries that are just inflated.
Yeah,
solar is not good combo with LiPo unless you're undercharging, which most people don't. So these hybrid caps, you don't have that risk of fire and at worst, especially with these ones, they have the gas vent. So at worst, you damage the cap, and I've designed them to be socketable, so you can actually remove them in case anything disastrous life-wise happens to it. Like, you shouldn't need to, but if it does, bam. Stuff like that.
And can you tell me a little bit about the production of the spacers? Because I'm sure that, the 3D, are you getting them done at a farm, like a 3D print farm, or are you doing them, like, who's doing them?
So far, I've been doing them myself.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. If the quantity is low enough, I'll still look at doing them myself, but I'll might farm them out because I really like the transparent one because it lets you see the charging light really nicely.
Yeah.
So a nice resin print lets,
Oh, it's resin.
translucent. This one is PLA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say it looked like. Well, it's
But
too
like
small for me
yeah.
to be able to see. But I was like, oh, they look like PLA to me. But
Yeah, no, that one's PLA. But my printer needs a little bit of an upgrade to handle that, so I might farm that one out.
I think Carrie from Alpenglow has had some experience doing print farm stuff in Oregon. I believe Carrie spoke about that at Teardown 2024.
Oh yeah, I remember her talk. It was she did a whole bunch of different materials and orders and compared them, I think.
Yeah, but I think also there was apparently one of the suppliers that she was using is just outside of Portland, so they went on a little trip afterwards, I think. Anyway, just if you are looking at farms, I'd say that Carrie might be a good person to ask.
Oh, Carrie's great. I talk to her now and then.
Wonderful.
There's so many great people that I've met through making and friends of friends, and then they all happen to come to Teardown too, and it's wonderful.
It's lovely to hear as the organizer of Teardown, for the last 2 years.
Those are the only 2 I've been to, and they've been great.
Yeah, we always held it in academic institutions beforehand, pretty much. Yeah, always. First, but I took it to the mall. It's probably this. If we may. They're not renewing the leases at the mall, so it's
okay. Is it finally going down?
Possible that it will be actually demolished. Hopefully, we'll get one more in before they demolish it. They've started demolishing part of it anyway. This is not a conversation about the mall.
Yeah,
but,
sorry.
Yeah. we may have had our last teardown at the mall, but we'll see. We shall see. Hopefully not.
We'll figure it out. I have faith.
Yeah. So tell me about your plans for this. So you're like pretty. You said that your amulet is production ready. Mm-hmm. That you've got things in place. Like, what are you currently working on now with regards to this campaign? When do you expect to have it live?
Gosh, so I want the campaign live within this week.
I
want that, but probably a couple weeks if I can get my stuff together. Mainly, it's making sure what kind of forms I need filled out.
Forms.
Just getting the regulatory CYA stuff out of the way, and
you got your price?
Then the pricing, I think we settled on one for the kit. So pricing's already set. So really just forms, and then because
all the content's there. Like, you've done all the writing. We've got all the we did all we've got the product images from you. So yeah, exactly. Just it's time for regulatory compliance.
I know Nick did a deep dive on that with the bean counter.
Yeah, and you got to do it, unless you're selling to your friends. I have a trench coat at DEF CON, which is also a valid.
I'd love to do that, but
I would love to. One day I will do a trench coat DEF CON experience as well. But
these would be perfect for it. They're about watch face sized, Yeah. A coat of just a bunch of them.
A trench coat. Wow. Yeah.
They'd be really perfect for that. So hopefully that, and in terms of production, like, I might shop around for a quote to see how that goes, but I at least have one that I could just go with once we're good and covered, and then I'm doing final assembly at home by hand.
Yeah.
The hybrid cap is still a hand soldered part, even though it's a SMD pad.
Oh yeah.
It's just heat sensitive, so it can't really go through ovens. But I'll just tack that on and do my little test boards and stuff at home and make sure they're all ready to go. But yeah, I found the one I was looking for, by the way.
Show us.
Okay,
So earlier they said hi in chat. Make TV. Saw my project, reached out and said, "Hey, I'd love to make some faceplates for these." And so I sent him some prototype so he can get started like nice and fast. And he made these two faceplates, which are really cool. This one is a Charlie Plexed animation of a caffeine module.
Nice.
Knows that. And then he programmed the board, so all you have to do is shut it off. If it doesn't detect an I2C device, it'll run the caffeine animation. If it does, it'll run this one, which uses a really high sensitivity pressure sensor, which, if I back up, can detect the change in altitude just by like raising it up and raising it down, and it scrolls the light. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And yeah, so the light animates based on the direction, altitude you're going, so incline or downcline. And it's sensitive. You can wear it in like like you can see it just raising up and down, which I don't have enough arm space for, but it's awesome. And I was so happy because it's amazing. Like it's a great example of something you can do with it. It's a good challenge for engineers because it is low powered. You're going to have to consider what you need to do to make this run as long as you can. It's why in most of my designs, I use a analog RGB, so they're just PWM pinned, but compared to an addressable, it saves so much power. And lets me run for a long time, and I can still do nice RGB animations with it. So there are considerations that would be needed to take, but so on the engineering side, it's a nice low power challenge. You get to work with interesting storage, but everything's handed for you. So it's kind of like it's a dev board, highly specialized for jewelry. So like this one I have on a necklace form, or you can put one on a keychain. Yeah, this one. So
there we go. Yeah, show that one.
Wear this one as a necklace. Other ones you can put on a keychain, or I have really simple like little hemp twine on this, and you'll carry it around. They're great for fidget. I love to spin them around in my finger. But it's great. And then on top of it, if you can make something personally meaningful, you can experiment with art, you can collab with a friend maybe if you know electronics and they do art. Thank you. Yeah, actually I if we want to switch over to my view, we are on my view. Yeah.
You are on your view, my dear.
Yes. So this is my KiCad template. I did my best to make it as informative as possible to where you don't really need to leave the schematic to learn the basics or to recognize the basics. So I have like a little table of it's not full pin, like it's not the full table of what each pin can do, but it's kind of like, PDM, ADC, or PTC. You can just look at the schematic and see, okay, this pin is capable of that. It tells you.
Wow, this is lovely.
We didn't really get into a lot of the technical stuff, but there's a neat boost regulator I use that is switchable between two different voltages. And so the faceplate has a place for two resistors that you can set to be different values, and by toggling pin, port A7 on the microcontroller, you can switch between the two voltages. I use this to save power in sleep mode, but say you can use it to maximize a preferred forward voltage for the LEDs. If they run at a certain voltage, say like you're doing all reds, you're like, well, I'll do the output at like 2.8 volts or 2.5 volts or even 2, or if they're blues, well, I need like 3 at least. So you can toggle the voltage between two different ones for even a simple brightness shift. There's a lot of options there. But yeah, so like all the way from 1.8 volts to 3.6, and then you could probably even do 5 on one of the settings. I forget which. So I have the values here, but yeah. So I did what I could in the schematic to make things obvious or informational. Which obviously feel free to delete them when you make your own. But KiCad templates are amazing. If you haven't used them, all you need to do is either put them in a folder, file, new project, select a template, and so it'll copy over with all this already populated. So it'll have my demo parts, and it'll have the PCB ready to go with, I have the parts on there that you need for sure, like the header and the standoffs, and you're free to start, designing and stuff like that. So hopefully it is of good value for people to just go ham with it. As Martin said, he found them very, very nice to use, which yay.
Yeah, Make TV said the KiCad templates are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, and then here I can show.
Yes.
So here it has the all these laid out already. Has a little marking of where the spacer and the cap are and the USB to keep stuff out from, and you're good to start.
Yeah, so you have made it pretty easy to make your own template.
Yeah.
To make your own amulet based on your template.
Yeah, your faceplate. Yeah. So yeah, and then this page I have a little guide under guides about using it, as well as programming tips and stuff. Which these are programmable over USB. There's a dual channel UART that lets you both serial debug on one port and program upload on the other port. Yeah, sorry, we didn't get much into the technical stuff, but if you want to learn more, there's tons of info on my website. You can look at each baseboard has its own page, chock full of info. I have a nice little pinout too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can learn more and whatnot.
And how can people find you on, what social media platforms can people find you on?
Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky and I'm on Mastodon, I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube. All is Chipperdoodles.
All is Chipperdoodles, not doodles.
Yeah.
Can you explain, I mean, just for my own personal curiosity, I've seen you labeled as Chippydootles, I've seen you labeled as Chippydoodles. Sometimes Chippy with an IE, sometimes Chippy with a Y. Like, this is like the KiCad versus KiCad debate. Like,
kind of. It never really bothered me, so I let people go with it. It didn't correct them because I think it's cute. I think it's correct. So the fact is, my internet username has been Chipperdoodles for a while, and that came from the fact that I had a high school nickname of Chip, and I liked to draw, so Chipperdoodles.
Oh.
And I started calling my electronics Doots, and so I thought, Chippy, like an IC integrated circuit chip, so the Chippy Doodle. So then I just decided to make the store name or the brand name Chipperdoodles Chippydootles.
I see.
So, and then to make it more confusing, I've been using a chosen name recently too. So it's like, no, I want this is my name, and this is my internet name, and this is my internet site. Yeah.
Chippydoodles/doodles/Chippydootles /Bulbul /
That's me.
Roland occasionally.
Yeah.
Not to
Roland's
suggest
a different monster.
Well, quite, yes.
He's got his own personality. But yeah.
Well, it's been an absolute delight to have you on the stream.
I had a great time. I'm sorry if we didn't get to talk about certain things.
An hour goes by very, very quickly.
So fast.
Everything that you need to cover. You just have a conversation and that interests you, and hope for the best. You can't possibly cover everything.
Yeah, I could talk about this for hours.
Well, quite. You spent a lot of your own life working on all.
Yeah, well, I think this project started in technically 2020-ish.
Yeah. Like, I'm still working on a project I started in 2021. It's embarrassing.
No, it's not. It's just how it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. I got a job now, so you know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Can't be as prolific as when I was making stuff for a living. Who knew?
Yay! Thanks everyone that showed up.
Thank you so much for coming. It was a delight to talk to you. You shared some really great facts with us, and I'm glad. I know that I can call you Chippydootles or Chippydoodles now.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think it's cute. It's fun.
Oh, that's delightful. Really love, and thank you to everybody for turning up. There's from Make TV and Nick Signal Ditch as well. Like it's been, it's always nice when other people turn up to keep us company. So thank you very much. And for those of you who are joining us, we will have another stream in 2 weeks with the Modos e-ink team.
Can I just say I've talked to the community manager of Modos. Love Alex.
Alex
love the project. Please support Modos if you can.
Yeah, do.
Let me shill for Modos. Yeah, please.
Yeah, me too. I love Modos. Yeah, so they're on in 2 weeks. They're live now. Did you speak to Wenting as well? Wenting's super interesting.
I never got the chance to, but
they usually do stuff at SuperCon. Wenting's got a really interesting open source camera project that he's working on.
Ooh, yeah, the stuff they've done on e-ink is just
my gosh,
mind-blowing.
It just blew everything else out of the water that I'd seen before in terms of like latency. It was just like, what is going on? How am I watching video on e-ink? Like, how is this happening? It's and still like reasonable low power rates. Anyway, we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking to those creators in 2 weeks' time, so join us for that. Hopefully by that time we'll also have a live campaign from Chipperdoodles. What do you think? Yeah. So I'll give it. I'll see if I can give it a shout out in 2 weeks in the next stream. Hopefully it'll be live. Do you watch the Crowd Supply newsletter for news of that going live? Or of course you can just sign up for notifications on the Crowd Supply page here. Not that one. Where did it go? Oh my goodness.
I got it in the private chat.
Yeah, you did. I just didn't put it. I just didn't select it. Hang on a second. Ooh, here we go. I bought the tab up, but I didn't make it into a banner. Here we go. So you can sign up for updates here, and it's got the pre-launch page, so you can learn a few more things about it, see a few of the specs, and also put your email address in. You will then get a notification when the campaign goes live in the next week or two. All right. Well, with that, we're very slightly over time, so I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.